Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and this is On the Tube, episode 8. And here we're going to be talking about quite a few shows, including Netflix's hashtag blackaf, the season finale of Better Call Saul, and overall the 5th season, Little Fires Everywhere, the mini-series that was airing on Hulu, Most Dangerous Game, I Promise, Agua Donkeys, all from Quibi, and The Midnight Gospel from Netflix, one of the trippiest shows I've ever watched. Now, starting with hashtag blackaf, I didn't know what to expect from this. I saw this pop up, and I thought I'd give it a try. This is from the guy who's made Blackish and Mix-ish, and it's a hyper-realized version of his own life with his daughter doing a documentary, interacting with them about their family. I thought that was one of the more interesting pieces of this film, that it had this interesting and unique perspective on how the show was structured. And I thought the acting overall was really well done. What I didn't like so much was it felt really awkward and had a horrible pace to it. Like, some of these episodes were like 30 minutes, but I felt like I was watching an hour-long show. And conversations and arguments just dragged on. And I thought that it brought up some really interesting, thought-provoking, and challenging themes and concepts that I think had an interesting light shined on them, and I appreciated that about the show. But it felt so awkward, and a lot of it didn't feel very natural, and I did laugh quite a bit throughout the show. It had some fun cameos that I really appreciated, and the show kind of fell into standard sitcom cliches towards the end of the season, but overall, I thought it was enjoyable. Something that seemed like it should have been great just came off as serviceable and enjoyable. So, wouldn't have a strong recommendation for this, but if you are interested in trying something new, checking out a new sitcom, it's there on Netflix. What I'm really super excited about is Season 5 of Better Call Saul. And this season, this show in general, and I'll be the one to admit, I like this more than Breaking Bad. I think it's better than Breaking Bad. And I'm sure that'll cause a lot of conversations. It's a very different show than Breaking Bad. It is getting towards where it's starting to feel a little more like Breaking Bad, but this character study and how the show's becoming more and more of an ensemble, looking at different people. And at the center, Jimmy McGill, Saul Goodman, is still a fascinating character with so many layers, and Bob Odenkirk is absolutely amazing. But Reyes Sehorn, as Kim Wexler, is rivaling him as the star of the show, and on the same level, just as interesting and intriguing and layered of a performance. And this season finale sets up their dynamic for the next season in the most intriguing of ways that really has me excited and mad that I gotta wait over a year for it. But when it finally does come, I heard that it's coming around fall 2021. I'm going to be so excited to see where those final moments of the season leaves us. And where it's getting more towards like Breaking Bad, in terms of the drug cartels, and Mike getting his moments, and Gus being fleshed out more, the Salamancas. Lalo has been a huge addition to this show. He's incredibly charming. And Tony Dalton, I believe, is the actor who plays him, is fantastic. And his, I guess, arc in this season leaves the next season on the brink of some high tension, and I'm really excited about it. This show is tense, funny, intriguing, mysterious, keeps me on the edge of my seat. Absolutely love Better Call Saul. So if you haven't watched it, go and catch up on this show in the next year and a half before the next season comes out. Little Fires Everywhere. This show made me feel so many feelings, and that is truly impressive. But my God, this movie feels like a straight soap opera off of Lifetime, just over-the-top melodrama everywhere. And Kerry Washington And Reese Witherspoon's characters, I hated them so much. And, like, hated them. Both of them. And this show challenged me in how my perspective on things were, but it felt so on the nose quite a bit. And there's aspects of the show that really work. I don't think Kerry Washington really worked so much in this show. Reese Witherspoon did a great job in her role, but like in the end, they're both despicable and horrible mothers. And like where the show ends leaves some room for one of them to get redeemed. And not gonna lie, I felt pretty good about that towards the end. But in general, it's just like, if you just want a show that's going to shake you up and make you feel some things and make you think some things and really ponder some things, watch Little Fires Everywhere. That's what it has going for it. If you get past the melodrama, the soap opera, just obnoxiousness of it, that's what this show leaves you with. Most Dangerous Game. So this is Quibi's biggest release, I guess, so far. And I really, really like this. I really like the action. I liked the tension, how it was shot, the choppiness of how it's broken up. And I know that's Quibi's model. I don't know. It felt a little too many times where it's just like forcing another like cliffhanger moment. Forcing another cliffhanger moment to keep the show going in that way. And Liam Hemsworth is serviceable at best as a leading man here, and his Australian accent kept bleeding through so much in this show. But like Christoph Waltz is great. The one actor who plays the British hunter in this is so weird, offbeat, interesting. I just really, really enjoyed those characters in the show, and in general, this kept me on the edge of my seat. I was shocked and surprised where the story went. There are some moments that felt a little too convenient and too staged, but in general, I really enjoyed Most Dangerous Game. It's definitely one of those big things that would be worth watching Quibi for. And I promise, this is a really heartfelt documentary about a school put together by LeBron James for troubled kids, and it hit me. Really did. Really emotionally. It's a beautiful story. It's an important story. And if you do wind up getting Quibi, please watch I Promise. It is so worth it, and your heart will melt. Agua Donkeys. This feels like Funny or Die was like, you remember Napoleon Dynamite and that awkward, offbeat, quirky, blah, blah, blah-ness of that show? Let's, that movie, make a show. And I know this seems to be based off of a short film with these characters, but these two pool cleaners are so goofy, so stupid, but so endearing in that way. And their interactions with these weird, just offbeat characters everywhere, honestly, I clicked with it. It's a silly, goofy show. I had laughs. I enjoyed it. Honestly, if you have Quibi, I wouldn't say Agua Donkeys is something to get Quibi for. Like, say, 50 States of Fright and Most Dangerous Game. But I think if you do wind up trying it out, definitely watch Agua Donkeys. I enjoyed Flipped more. I laughed more with Flipped, and I was more engaged in the story. This one's a little simple kind of story, but I really enjoyed it. And then Midnight Gospel. This is a trippy as hell show. This animated series that takes like a disc jockey from space who goes to these different worlds and different universes and has these deep philosophical conversations and interviews with people while all this craziness is going on. And if you can get past the craziness, if you can appreciate the craziness, there's some deep, thought-provoking things that are challenging in these episodes that really makes you think about so many different things about life and death and relationships and family. I'm just like, damn, this show really challenges you on so many things. If you're okay with the weird, like Adventure Time weird, or I guess even weirder, really go check out Midnight Gospel. I really enjoyed it. And also, Absurd Planet. It's a silly nature show, and I almost forgot that I watched this week. It's absurd, like, planet Earth with Mother Nature narrating it with all the weirdest things and taking like goofy actors and voicing over weird, awkward, absurd animals. It's just a fun time. It's obviously made for kids, but I enjoyed all the puns. It was silly. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. And if you just want something fun and informative about animals and want to learn some things, go watch Absurd Planet. It was an interesting, diverse week for me in terms of shows, but like obviously the big one was Better Call Saul. Go check out Better Call Saul. Absolutely love it. And if you're going to check out Quibi, definitely watch Most Dangerous Game. But those are my thoughts on all these TV shows this week. Comment below. Let's talk some TV. Always opening to talk about everything pop culture. And more honestly, I have been thinking about potentially doing Beyond the Wasteland, where I talk about a topic that isn't movies and TV. Hey, if you watch this video and you're interested in something like that, comment below and let me know if you would really be interested in listening to my thoughts on something. Not politics. Not talking that shit. No. Won't do it. But thank you, as always, for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.